reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network.
Choose your weapon with Doghouse Systems. Custom-built PC delivered to your door. Amazing quality, great options, and outstanding service. When you want a desktop or laptop that will be the envy of your guild, kinship, or corporation, then our friends at Doghouse Systems are where you want to go. If you're looking for a new PC, then check out doghousesystems.com and use the coupon code MMOReporter to double your RAM.
It is Friday, April 4th, and it is launch day of Elder Scrolls Online. Welcome to Episode 5 of ESO Reporter, Greenland's #1 transatlantic source of information on the Elder Scrolls Online. With me today, as always, are my compatriots, Janara. Hello, Jen.
Hello. Did you say lunchtime or lunchtime?
Launch.
Lunchtime.
The luncheon of your soul.
It's lunchtime, everyone.
And the other voice you hear, as always, is the chap of Synapse, Teppo.
I like that.
The other voice you hear. Has
The other voice you hear.
the voice that never shuts up.
The soothing.
Soothing. Dark side.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Yeah. Isn't this fun? We finally are able to talk about, launch and the game and everything that goes with it.
I like ham sandwiches.
I had some sushi for mine.
Sushi?
Mm.
Yeah. Well, I was able to get in some game time this week. How about you guys?
I just love how you just changed the subject.
It's just like, I just can ignore these two fools.
Sushi and ham sandwiches? That's crazy.
Actually, that would be awful.
What, sushi and ham sandwich? Yeah.
Yeah. That would
It
be
does
pretty
sound terrible, actually.
I had prawn mayo sandwiches today. It's about as good as it
For
gets.
a second there, I was thinking prawn and peanut butter. I don't know why I was...
What kind of nonsense is that?
Crazy.
That's like a recipe you'll find in Elder Scrolls Online, which, incidentally, is something that launched today.
Well done.
I can't find more than 2 recipes in the damn game. I have.
Oh,
It's been terrible.
I had none for the first couple of hours I played, and now I'm getting them every 1 or 2 every hour or 2 of play, I think.
Yeah, he keeps
Okay.
making us Cap'n soup.
Oh,
Cap'n soup and Cap'n Tinish. And,
is it Capone or Cap'n?
Oh,
Capon.
Cap'n.
Oh, I don't know. And frankly, I don't care.
Yeah. Caopon, regardless.
I'm only able to do the drinks, the wines, and the ales. I've had
The first recipe I had was like shoreside ale or something. That's all I could make for like ages.
Are you
The
making
good thing is,
Vita?
no, not at all.
Hmm.
I don't do any cooking in beta. I just decided I was gonna...
Aquavita.
Oh,
That's the one I have.
Sorry, yes.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Aquavita.
Vita. Aqua Vita.
We have Aqua Velva here
Got to be aqua.
Aqua.
for the Aqua Velva man. It's like cologne.
Right, okay.
Sorry for you people listening. Teppo and Jen have left the building. They're gone.
Yeah, Jen's been drinking. It was terrible.
Yeah, tea. Such a heavy drinker.
Yeah, I've been drinking W.
W.
Anyway.
Lunchtime.
Lunchtime, yeah.
It's time.
I don't know about you guys, but I've been doing a little forum browsing over the last couple days, especially when we were on downtime for maintenance. And, well, there are a lot of stink over that. I guess I side on the not bothered by it, only because, right? I mean, I understand why. I mean, it's going to happen.
Well, let's shall we?
Yeah.
There are a couple of things happened this week with maintenance times and all that kind of stuff. The first thing I noticed was on the 31st they came out and said there won't be the usual scheduled maintenance on Tuesday the 1st of April. And Tuesday 1st of April came around and said the game's down for its scheduled weekly maintenance. I was just like, well, come on, mixed signals here, people. Which slightly annoyed me, but they also had a significant outage on the North American servers on the, was it 2nd and the 3rd? So it was about 12 hours they were down. Didn't affect the Europeans at all.
That's why you don't play on the NA servers.
Yeah, it's interesting because the whole point of having them both in the same place at the moment is if something affects one, you can patch them both.
Yes.
Right.
I can only assume it was some error that came forth because of numbers, because I think we can reliably say there's more people on North American servers.
So, what do you guys think about this whole kind of like, sorry, I don't know what accent I'm doing there. I'm getting really chilled out now, really relaxed.
As long as you don't end up all California, it's okay.
Like, okay.
No,
I
let's not go
won't be
there.
doing that because there's obviously people that are listening. They'll be like, "Oh my god, she's so annoying."
Like, oh my god, like she's so.
No, we weren't going to.
Anyway, what I was going to say? Oh my god, he's letting me speak. Sorry.
Well, now you have to speak. You realize this, right?
What I was going to say is, what do you guys think about the whole like launch with no problems? Remember what they were talking about?
No, launch with no lag.
Oh yeah, launch with no lags. But I thought there was going to be a perfect launch. So to me,
it was going to be polished and lag-free.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think it's polished to some extent and lag-free. I'll support Matt on that one.
Yeah.
Matt Firer, whatever his name is.
Furore.
I happen to think that it's pretty good launch so far, but that's just me. And it's not really launch; it was pre-launch.
Oh, it's launch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's launch. It's been, in terms of latency, lag, that kind of stuff, it's been pretty good. In terms of bugs, it's been pretty good. Mm-hmm. There have been one or two. So when I made a character for the Ebonheart Pact, and I opted, because it was my second character I made, to skip Cold Harbor, I ended up in some room in Davin's Watch. I, as I am once doing, immediately jumped on the table next to me and jumped again, and the entire screen turned cream, cardinal points became 1, and I couldn't do anything.
So
and then
you were just going to Oblivion.
I literally jumped into Oblivion. I turned around and jumped through the fabric of Mundus or whatever it is, which is not a bug I was really expecting at launch.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's been okay. I'm quite impressed. However, I am very unimpressed. I'm going to put this forward. I'm very unimpressed with the fact that I've lost my items now, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get them back. I keep writing to customer service. For you guys that don't know, if you got the early edition, you get the monkey and you get the Mara ring. Unfortunately, because I have an issue with creating the perfect character, as these guys, they waited around for like 2.5 hours while I created my perfect character. I deleted all of that stuff. After I deleted that stuff, about 5 minutes later, there was a notification that said, "Oh, by the way, if you delete a character without stuff on it, you'll never get it back." I was like, "You've got to be kidding me." That annoyed me, especially since it's 1 per account. I just thought it was a bit of a jip, really.
There's some.
Should I say that on this program? But really, I think
you've already said it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are some issues around that. So, inventory is one of those things that you're very tight on. You don't have a huge amount of bag space. You don't have a huge amount of bank space. So in other games, they would give you those items per character, not just per account. Makes it a bit weird. And their customer service asks for a lot of identifying information over an encrypted plain text email. Which is also a bit of a no-no.
Yeah, that was weird, because, I mean, basically what they asked, for those people that know, they basically had said to me, okay, I need your name, the last 4 digits of your credit card, your date of birth, and I don't know, and the soul of your firstborn child. And I was like, I'm sorry, That's not going to happen. I'm not going to give you that secure information over email. I'm like, oh, that's the only way we can do it. It's like, no, you've got my account name. You know, I'm Janara.
Right.
From that, you should be able to gain pretty much everything else there. You know, so I was really angry with that, and I don't think they should be asking that information. That's really bad and unprofessional.
They should have like a dedicated support site, you know, with a built-in knowledge base and stuff like that, and communicate through there, not through the email system. Use emails to set up tickets or for quick response stuff or whatever, and to forward responses. But you should be entering that information into a support site. I can only hope that's something they're going to be doing. They just haven't quite got it nailed down yet, which is weird because you'd think support would be quite high on the list to have right for launch. So that's a bit weird. A lot of people crying about the whole 12-hour outage, saying, "Oh, this is not what I paid for." Well, you know, it's not entirely foreseeable.
Yeah.
Also, another thing that slightly irritated me, but I do understand why they did it. They dropped 3 to 4 hours at European prime time to prepare for launch on the evening of the 3rd of the 4th.
That was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was just annoying because we were just hopping on ready to go, and then there's messages coming out saying, yes, we're shutting down 3 to 4 hours, and that would be about 10 or 11 o'clock, and I can't play that late. I've got to go to work.
Yeah, and when Teppo was talking about prime time, I mean, it was like 7 o'clock that the servers went down. It was 7 o'clock when everyone's done dinner. You know, everyone's finished with dinner.
They've come home, they've had dinner, they've thrown the kids into their rooms and locked the doors.
So their resolution is, right, that they're going to give people, I'm just, Sunday, until Sunday, to actually start your 30 days for pre-launch people.
Yeah.
So
you have a grace period of until noon GMT, the one true time. On Sunday to put in your retail code.
Yep.
Have you put in yours yet? I haven't done mine yet, actually.
Yeah, I've done mine.
Yeah, I'm probably going to leave it for tomorrow.
I have not yet.
You don't get all your items till you put in all your codes.
I know that. Yeah, I do know that, actually. They reminded me when they sent me my response to getting my Ring Amara back and my monkey.
So a piece of information for anyone who got the Imperial Edition, hasn't yet put in the codes, whatever. Those boxes that contain all the maps, if you're like me and you're storing a lot of different crafting materials in your bank and don't have a lot of space, don't open those boxes. You can't put the boxes in your bank, which is annoying. But if you open them, it throws out about 8 maps at you.
Wow.
Trying to fit all those in your bank is not easy.
That's good to know. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So yeah, be wary of that. I've just opened the one for the character that I was using most of the time, and then tried to fit all the rest of the maps from the different zones that I hadn't got to yet into the bank, while I kept out the ones I was heading to.
Yay!
Well, good.
Yeah, but otherwise the gameplay and everything is great. It is a polished game. It looks beautiful. It plays well. And I've been having a lot of fun with the limited amount of time I've had.
And I wanted to say that I wanted to thank my very good friends Sven and Teppo for putting up with my character creation. You guys were so wonderful. I love you.
Yeah, we are.
You are.
We'll take credit for that. Yeah.
You're amazing. Thank you for still remaining.
With well, sorry.
No, good.
No.
2 hours on a Sunday night. That's all I'm saying. 2 hours on a Sunday night.
But I think what you said was, at the time, was insightful, which is I'd much rather wait the 2 hours now than deal with it for the next however long we play the game. So it's...
Yeah, the initial for the listeners, the initial problem was her ears. Right?
They were awful.
Like wearing a hat or anything like that. The ears were too out. Okay, fine. I had a cousin like that. I understand, right? So she went back, and the thing is, because it doesn't save appearances and all this kind of stuff, you had to start recreating it all over again. And if you're a perfectionist, like some people, that can take.
I know Sven is a perfectionist, but.
So the ears were right this time, but
it was Sven that's pointed that out as well.
Sven pointed out, did you mean not to capitalize your second name? cue screams, the mic went down, we could hear animal noises from the background at the back of the room somewhere, and after some stomping and I think the death of a few fluffy animals, comes back Janara. Delete, recreate.
Okay, no, wait, we're not done, right? Because didn't it happen where it was recreated and then she ended up in Cold Harbor?
Oh, God.
Yes, that was it. Instead of skipping Cold Harbor. Roar, rage, Hulk out, scream, curse, and then just grit teeth and stomp through that. So that took another 30 minutes.
And while I was doing that, I believe Sven, Solo, and Tepper were trying to jump on the head of one of the NPCs.
Yeah, we're trying to mount one of the NPCs. Turns out they've got really pointy hit boundary boxes on their head, so you just bounce off them.
Must be a triangle of some sort or something.
So all I could hear from them was boing, boing, boing. Oh, damn it, it didn't work. I was like, okay, I really need to finish this because these guys have gone a bit mental. Oh, it was fun. I enjoyed that.
Oh, it was good. And make sure, listeners, when you're completing the quest, and I forgot the name of it, where you are by the boat and you're asking the three people, or asking the individual for help, or you're assigning three people for help.
Yeah, three Marines.
Three Marines for help, that you select the right option. Otherwise, you'll be looking for a wheel for a while, too.
Oh, God.
So that's been our...
I know that code back to front now.
Yeah, see, no one wants to play with me ever. That was another one of mine.
One healthy bit of advice for...
Never play with Jen?
No. For those grouping up, and I think this is kind of a good plan. There's chests all over the world, and you all already know that. But what we do is when we're out exploring, we trade off person to person. So whoever finds it doesn't get the chest. We just trade off. And I think that's worked out pretty well.
It has, especially when you've got you guys who've got good eyes. I mean, my eyes aren't particularly great at spotting chests. So you're like, oh, chest, oh, yeah.
Temple likes chests. Yeah. He sees them pretty easily. I have to say I'm pretty...
I like chests, and I cannot lie.
So, yeah. No, that's a good way to do it. All right, so let's jump into news, shall we? Let's talk about, since we've got the release of PC and Mac out of the way, at least started, we've got a lot of Facebook friends and listeners and that kind of thing that are asking about the console edition, and justifiably so. PS4 and Xbox One are big platforms to release a MMO of this size on, since it really hasn't been done to this level yet. When is release, Jen? Did you say you actually had seen one releases for those?
It was June, I know for a fact.
June, which is what, only
a couple of months away. Yeah. I don't know the exact date. I don't know if they came out with a date or not.
And, I wonder myself, right? I don't know what the sales have been for those two platforms, but we talked about this, a few episodes ago. Do they use, and maybe you don't know this or not, either of you, but do they use this? Is it the same code on PC and Mac? I mean, that it is on PS4? I mean, or are there a whole bunch of different things they have to do to get those games ready for console?
So, as far as I'm aware, there may be significant differences. So they made the engine themselves, so they may have simplified the problem from the beginning. But there'll be some differences there because the hardware is different, the architecture is different. They'll have to do different kinds of optimizations for how they shuffle code around and whatever. The good news about working with consoles is the hardware is known.
Yeah.
Right, that's not going to change. That's one of the issues of developing PC is you can have any combination of equipment in there. So they can get some really impressive results out of what is essentially 1 or 2 generations behind hardware wise. I think apart from the RAM they use in the consoles, which is pretty good stuff. and some of the memory technology in there, the graphics cards themselves are 1 or 2 generations behind what PCs are at the moment, and the processors aren't super duper either. But super optimized, known things, so it should be great. So the logic will all stay the same. Obviously, the artwork's going to stay the same. They may be doing. They may have to change how they develop some of the more advanced graphic features.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
it's really about tailoring it to the architecture, which can take a bit of doing because they are quite different between themselves, let alone between the consoles and the PC.
Okay. And obviously they've probably been developing them, on the same path as the PC, just different groups probably working on both.
Yeah.
For sure, everything that they've developed for the game, which is now released to the PC, will have had console in mind at some point.
Yeah.
Or I hope so. Otherwise, they've done it wrong.
Right.
Because if you developed a system which you didn't take at least the control scheme of a console in mind, never mind every other aspect of what it is to be playing on a console rather than on a PC, then they'll have gone down some weird routes. But I think what we've seen with the sort of tabular menus and the 5 abilities and the 1 or 2 specials, that's ideally suited to using a controller.
Yep.
I guess the night. Oh, sorry, sir.
No, go ahead.
No, please.
I was going to say, it looks. All I was simple is that it looks like the game was designed certainly with console in mind. It's clear.
And that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, a lot less quote MMO-y than a lot of the other MMOs out there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm playing with it. It really has. It has an. This sounds really stupid, but it does have a very nice Elder Scrolls feel about it. Running through there, looking at the environment, interacting with it, and looking at ruins and things, and going, "Oh, I want to go explore." It does have a nice feel about it as well. So.
Yep. All right. So next story. A lot of races to choose from, especially if you have Imperial Edition. You've got 10. And if you don't think that's enough, there's a little article out on I can't remember the name of the site. Segment Next about werewolves and a werewolf guide, which is how to become is kind of interesting. I didn't know it was this deep.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? There's also a vampire guide on there as well.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that one, I think, next episode, unless we want to talk about it now. But I thought it was going to be relegated, and maybe I just misunderstood, to PvP.
No.
Neat.
Yeah, it's always a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
The question was, the reason perhaps you thought that always the questions around it was, never mind just how do you become one, but how is that going to affect PvP?
Yes.
Is that going to give you abilities to make OP?
Because that was the major concern. The major concern was it was going to open up some type of ridiculous tree that would just rule
but
in PvP.
Both the werewolf and the vampire have some significant detractors. Some really significant weaknesses, but also strengths in other areas. As you say, we'll go into the vampirism maybe next week or something.
But it's really cool. I like the idea of. I like how you have to follow through the quest as well, because it's talking about you have to contract it. Obviously, you have to contract the disease, which is neat because I'm sure you can contract it quite easily in PvP. And then once you contract it, then you have to open up a quest link, I believe, and then it takes you on this kind of quest for her sign, doesn't it? And then through there, you can become a werewolf. It's really cool.
The important thing to note is it's not just PvE NPCs that you can contract it from. You can also contract from players.
Yeah.
But as I understand, there's a cooldown on that ability. A significant, about a week.
Oh, right, really? So they can only give the... Well, that kind of makes sense, I guess, because then you'd have, like...
Otherwise, as soon as you enter PvP, everybody's a vampire or everybody's a werewolf.
I wonder if you can heal yourself there from it. Surely you can. Can you...
I've never heard anything about that.
I read something, although I don't believe it was on here, that you can.
Oh, I was going to say, because some people might not want that.
I've read about it for vampirism.
Yeah.
But not for werewolfism.
And with vampirism, you can do it, can you?
Allegedly.
All right.
Cool. So
I've never heard anyone who's actually tried to cure themselves, but yeah.
Once you transform, right, you get extra stamina, armor, strength, and running speed. But I was reading that it requires a ton of ultimate energy. Is That's my understanding, at least. Now, I'm kind of confused with that ultimate. That's ultimate abilities.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
And I'm going to be perfectly blunt with you. I didn't realize that was separate from anything else. I mean, I knew it was a separate skill and there was a timer to it, but I didn't understand it was a buildup of energy. Where do you find your buildup of ultimate energy?
You through doing damage.
Yes.
Or healing in
Right.
combat.
I'm sorry, I misquote. Yes, I figured that one out. But where do you find the bar that tells you where your ultimate energy is, or is it just on your ability?
It's on the ability.
Yeah.
You'll notice the thing go up and up and up until it's fully colored in and whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you'll see the icon become fully charged, and once it's fully
So
charged,
it's not a timer. It's not a timer at all. It has to be. You have to be doing things to
Yeah.
set up. Yeah.
Sometimes there are abilities which have a cooldown as well as an ultimate power cost, I think.
Okay.
But there's not many of those.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think when Teva was talking about the disadvantages, I think the one disadvantages, which is great, is the fighter guilds, skills.
Mm-hmm.
Like the silver abilities, which are very cool.
Silver Bolt. It's like one of the. I think the first ability you can unlock in the Fighters Guild is
Silver
a
Bolt?
Silver Bolt.
Yeah.
So it's firing off crossbow, which is fantastic against undead.
Mm-hmm.
So it does some really incredible damage against undead, but also really effective against werewolves and things like that. A lot of extra damage if you crit. It's just incredible.
It's awesome.
So there's counters. To that kind of stuff. So far, I've only read about, other than weaknesses, so I think the werewolves in particular are weak to poison damage.
Yeah.
Regardless whether in human or werewolf form. So other than that, and the Fighters Guild abilities, those seem to be it in terms of counters.
Yeah.
Do your abilities activate on full moons though? I mean, is there a moon thing related to
There
it?
are several moons.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't know whether it was related to moon phases.
No.
Oh,
I
that
think the
would be
moon phase
great.
is the same in the game that I've seen. I haven't seen any sort of change. It would be great. I
That would be
totally agree with you,
excellent.
Jen.
Yeah, that'd be.
But I don't
excellent.
think that moon changes.
It hasn't been an issue with, say, becoming a werewolf in Skyrim, so I wasn't anticipating it being an issue in
There is,
Elder Scrolls.
however, an excellent mod in Skyrim, an excellent werewolf mod that actually changes you, and it goes by the moon phases. It is brilliant, and obviously, it'd be very hard to do. But how cool would that be? If you had like
For immersion wise, yeah.
that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
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 You'd be like, oh my
no.
god, for 3 days I can't do anything. I'm just a werewolf.
Well, it's just you're taking. So with people playing MMOs, they may only have limited time available to them. Then you're removing choice from them at those times. No, it's not clever. In a single player game, maybe. No.
Well, we provided a link on this story too, so anyone who's interested in the werewolf information can jump on to that site. Now, also on Segment Next that I found was a list of emotes.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's cool.
Which we found the other day.
I was doing a bit of drunk dancing earlier.
Drunk dancing.
/dance drunk.
It's all there.
You guys, I was doing it in front of you. You guys missed it.
All right, I didn't see it. You know what I'm like when I play. I am totally oblivious.
And I found about is it sit chair or chair sit? So I was talking. It's there.
That's so you don't look like an idiot. You sit down.
Slash rude's going to be great.
Huh?
/rude. Got to try that.
Oh yeah, because you've got sit one, sit, and
Yes.
you've got sit to sit.
Oh,
five.
maybe we'll have a slightly less uncomfortable looking sit.
Yes.
We do. There's better ones. Yes.
Thank you so much for sorting them out because I hate that sit. It drives me bonkers.
And if you've
Why
been,
am I sitting like this?
and if you've been playing and wondering why some people have instruments and some don't, it's just an emote. So get your band together, like we did the other day.
Oh, that was so funny.
Lutes,
Oh, yeah, I like that.
drums. Yeah, you did.
It's the band I'm not invited to.
Were you invited to the band?
No.
You were
no,
preening.
got
You were
your
preening.
You were.
slash-
I don't know what
the
you
whole
were
time.
doing.
I wasn't even online.
Oh yes, that happened when
So-
you logged. We started playing
Yeah.
on our instrument.
Yeah.
On our-
As soon as I went, you guys started having fun.
Yeah.
I know what it's like.
You're just like, oh, that tap's gone. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
He's so annoying.
Let the fun begin.
Yay! God, the emotes. There's so many of them. It's amazing.
There are, and there is a mod to do. You know how, like on some games, you can, like on Star Wars, I believe it is SWTOR. There's a click option to get to the emote, which is much quicker if you don't know them offhand.
Oh, that's cool.
So there's a mod that allows you to do that, to select your emotes instead of having to type them in. Just FYI.
I have a couple of add-ons installed already.
Which one?
Using the minion thing from ESO UI. Craft research timer for starters.
Oh, that's really good.
There's a little box to tell me how long left till the research is complete. I use loot drop as well. So what loot drop does is you set auto loot on, it makes looting things like boxes and crates so much easier. It's just one click, auto loots everything out of it. Unfortunately, with the vanilla game, it doesn't tell you what you've taken out.
Yes, which can be an
Loot
issue.
drop. Loot drop both prints a little message in your chat box, just to you, and also puts up a little scrolling thing on the bottom right-hand corner to show you what you've looted, which is really helpful.
Because I know you were having difficulties with that as well, Sven, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Because I had that on. I was like, this is annoying because I don't know what I'm picking up.
That's what I'm doing this weekend, is going to do some mods because I know this is a little change of subject to the emotes, but the gold spamming has been a little bit nuts.
Really? I haven't seen any of it.
Not noticed it at all.
Oh man, it was brutal last night, especially when launch time hit.
First day.
That would make sense.
And what they've figured out is, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the chat window is only expandable to a certain size. And the good gold spammers have figured out if they type in a message, macro message, that's a certain size, the way that the chat window rolls, it doesn't roll line by line, it rolls statement by statement based on the
right.
They've figured it out where they can make it big enough so that their name doesn't show up, so you can't just right-click ignore. So it's really clever. But now there is a mod, a gold spam filter mod, out on ESO UI as well.
All right.
So jump in there and now, fortunately, I'm sure we'll have to probably keep on updating that, because they'll get more clever as time goes on, especially if the game's successful.
But also the game's they're likely to put something in there anyway that stops.
Oh yeah, I hope that chat one gets done, because it was really annoying last night. It was really bad. So.
I think it's probably one of the reasons why I don't see it is I tend to turn off general chat.
Yeah.
I just don't like people constantly talking. I'm just not interested.
I had a nice conversation with someone last night, unbelievably.
Right.
Yeah, it was great. Just a new MMO player, a Skyrim fan, actually Oblivion Skyrim fan, but had never played MMOs, and was just pleading for some help, but nicely on chat window. And so I just jumped in and probably spent 20 to 30 minutes just kind of going over the basics, and it was good. It was really good. That's the kind of thing I like chat windows for, is to welcome people into our genre and make them feel like we're all not pricks.
And say hello. We're nice people. Yeah, absolutely. Can be.
Some of us are.
Yeah.
Yes. So, okay, well, let's move on to another story, which is glyphs. So I've been jumping in the glyph world to some extent with both of the characters that I've created. In fact, one of them I've got I don't want to go too far with this. Anyway, glyphs, we'll take it step by step. Glyphs come in 3 varieties, and they can be found. They look like little lanterns.
Yeah, colored lanterns.
Colored lanterns.
Green, blue, and orange, aren't they?
Yeah, green, blue, and red or orange, whatever. Yep. Potency, essence, and aspect runes. And really what they end up being is they're enchantments to weapons, armor, and there's something else. Weapons and armor.
Jewelry.
That's right.
Yeah.
And just like any other kind of enchantment within any other MMOs or games that you've played, they're going to be different strengths as you discover them and get better quality glyphs as you go along, or quality runestones. But have you guys spent any time with that yet?
Oh yeah, I'm in a beta. I really enjoyed the runestones.
Did you? I guess I missed that, Jen.
Yeah, it just took me a bit of time to figure out where to put the glyphs, because I think you can only put them in like green items and above.
Right.
So I kept going, gosh, why isn't this working for white items? Because obviously you can't.
Those are just
can't enchant me junk. Yeah. But no, I really enjoyed it. And I really enjoy it now as well, because the one thing about it is that it seems like a lot of people don't do it. So it's one of those resources that tends to be there an awful lot.
Yes.
I don't know if you found that, but
I think the table was empty almost every time I've gone to it in Daggerfall. So very few people are doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's fun. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I've even got my minion. That's what I was going to say. Is one of the
Minion.
skills you can add to your crafting ability for the glyphs enchanting is a minion, just like you can with the other crafting proficiencies.
All right, yeah.
And so every time I log in, I think it's 5 or 6 hours. Anybody know the turnaround time for minions?
I thought it was 24
Once a
hours.
day, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I thought it was at once a day, but it might
I thought
be
that
less.
was for research. I think minions.
No, hirelings.
Hireling. I'm sure
Hirelings.
Hirelings once a day.
Yeah.
Provide you the box once a day. Research goes up in 6-hour chunks. So the first light armor boots thing you research is 6 hours. The
Yeah.
second is 12. Actually, no, it doubles each time. So the third is 1 day long.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess the fourth is probably 2 days.
I've been
Okay.
doing a lot more with researching this, so now that I understand how it works.
I guess maybe I'm thinking the horses is 20 hours. When you feed your horses, you can only do that once every 20 hours. I've been feeding it apples to get it faster.
I fed my horse the very first time today. I think I fed him oats, more carrying
Oh,
capacity.
nice.
I'm running out of things.
I still haven't fed my horse anything.
It's 250 gold a pop.
That's not too bad.
Hmm.
I don't know if you guys noticed that when you talk about money. Have you noticed how much more money we're getting now than we got like in the beta?
Oh, exactly the same.
Is it? It can't be. I had like
It's
2,000.
about the same, yeah.
I spent like half of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much dead on.
Doesn't happen often, but I'm wrong. Whew.
All right, so I'm going to head back to my glyphs. So the glyphs, they come in those 3 different kinds. Sorry to go back on this, guys, but I want to just finish up.
Go for
So
it.
they're different shapes, and you have to have the 3 different shapes to fill in before you actually craft a glyph. And initially, you aren't going to know what the glyph is going to end up being created. I don't think there's any, except for if you go on some cheat guide, there's really nothing with the names or anything to give you any sort of guidance on that, hints. And sorry, something funny. But you also, when you create and extract glyphs, you're going to also help in your leveling up of the enchanting profession. So you're going to get better at it as you do it. And then, like Jen said, when you're ready to apply the glyph, it's got to be a green atom or greater. You're just going to go in there and press E to enchant it and see. Some of them won't apply to certain things. It's not always going to be able to be applied. So you have to figure out whether or not it can be. The window will show you whether or not it can. But good bonuses. Some armor bonuses, speed bonuses.
Great.
Yeah, there's some really nice things in there. So that is glyphs.
Yay.
Shall we move on to the next? All right.
What was that? So old.
Excitement, positivity.
Ooh, gosh, I wouldn't know what that is.
So get the stats. It is a neat little article that was on the ESO official site. I didn't get a chance to look at it.
I put that up. I just found it really amusing because obviously when the server was down, we were waiting and reading the stuff. But do have a look at it if you get a chance. Just some of the stuff in there is great. I just enjoyed it.
I like it. Some of the things I really like. 2,235 books in the game. 480,000 words would take 32 hours to read.
Yeah.
That's brilliant statistic.
That was really cool. What was the other one I liked? Oh gosh, yeah, 10,202 non-player characters in the game. It would take an average person 15 years to meet that many people. I thought that was just really good. There's just some really neat stuff. What was the other one that's really
character
great?
variations, 5.095218.7 to the power of, 10 to the 58th or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Times 10 to the 50th power?
I like the fact they also said that you would need to kill 119,015 mud crabs to reach level 50,
They suck.
which made me think, does that actually work?
Yeah, I'm
And
wondering
that made me
myself.
think, I'm going to try this.
What you're going to
I'm
try
not
with one
going to
character?
try this.
Just go around killing mud crabs.
119,050. I just sit in one spot, one beach, and just rove up and down, but there's no...
Now, the thing I didn't get, guys, so maybe you can answer this question, is one of the things is, since May 2011, the ZeniMax online team drank 162,784 cups of coffee. Now, how on earth did they record that? Or did they just go, oh, this sounds about right?
I think they said it's
Coffee machines,
coffee machines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so.
and then worked out how many times they refilled them.
Yeah, possibly. But I thought that
almost
was
thought
really
it'd been
good.
more. I almost thought it would have been more.
That's a lot of cups because it says this equates to what? 5,087 pounds of coffee beans, the equivalent of 272 bathtubs. Although they don't tell you the size of the bathtub, but
Americans pound coffee down like crazy. At least the ones that I know. And I'm just amazed that it's just that. I thought there'd be more. I really did, because we're nuts on coffee. Yeah, no, it is good, actually.
it's
Now that
cute.
I'm-
I just wanted to
yeah.
put it up as a treat. And if you guys haven't seen it, do I'm sure it'll be on the notes. Do link to it, and we have the link up. So it's very
Okay,
fun.
61 million items in the game?
Yeah,
Unbelievable, isn't it?
That's insane. That's amazing.
it depends what they count. Do they count every water skin you find on the ground?
Probably.
Do they count every instance of an item? Are we talking unique items or every?
No, I bet it's
It
just...
must be every item.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But someone had to make that and place it. Well, at least place it. Random placers?
I think so for a lot of the crates and things.
Okay.
And also, I wonder how they count, say, monsters. I wonder if they
True, yes.
the loot table is you pick from the loot table at monster spawn or monster death as well, and whether they have a minimum amount of items. This is ridiculously technical for thinking much too far into the problem.
And I
So, yeah.
have to say, I think one of the reasons why I put this up as well is for Sven, because it says over 5 million people registered for the beta, equivalent to the population of Norway.
Yes! Norge for the win.
Forget Norway.
And did you see this? The weirdest offer for a beta key was a firstborn child and a left arm.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Yes. Okay. There's other things that I'm surprised weren't offered, but yeah.
And they have them both in a freezer in the basement.
Oh, that's scary.
We'll even
All right.
accept the rocking horse for firstborn child.
Yeah, when do kids get rocking horses these days still?
Uh,
I don't.
I never got a rocking horse.
I think they get
Don't even
hand-me-down
watch
ones
it.
from
Yeah.
Grandpa's old one or something. All
I
right.
want a rocking horse.
Yay!
That's all for the news.
Gosh, that was quick.
That was quick.
That was quick.
Yes,
Wow.
that's the theme of today. We like playing ESO. Okay, so next, so we're moving on with the podcast to listener feedback, and in this, we actually don't have a lot of feedback. Did you grab anything, Jen, from any of the sites that's worth mentioning?
Sadly, I did mention it, but no one's written.
Okay.
Guys, do write, please. It's good to hear. We'd love to hear your feedback. Even if you don't like the game, but do remember we're not in charge of producing the game, so don't get mad at us.
Remember we had that when we first opened up the...
It's like,
The
damn
guy
it, I
top.
can't get on. Shake my fist at you. But yeah, if you have anything that you want to say, and as you've heard today as well, some of us had experiences that we weren't 100% happy with. Share those, but also share the stuff you're happy with. So let us know and we'll put it on. Because we love
Yeah.
hearing from you, don't we, guys?
Yes, and like always, suggestions for how, what you'd like us to cover on the podcast, or format, or you want me to go away, or whatever it might be. Go ahead and toss it
No
on.
one wants you to go away.
Yeah, well, tell us what your favorite zone is so far, your favorite quest you've come across, or your favorite NPC or something, because there's some real characters in
Oh, there is, isn't there?
and there's a lot to see and do. I quite enjoy wandering around. I get the feeling from this game that I'll be spending some time in here even after I've reached the cap, not just to PvP or to do the next most difficult dungeon, but just crafting and exploring and things.
Agree.
So tell us a bit about what you're doing, what you're playing, what you're enjoying, what you're not enjoying, and that'd be good.
Yeah, it's always good. And because what we've done, spent about 10 hours playing the game, and a lot of that time was spent exploring, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah, a little more than 10 hours, I think. The Daggerfall character I have is 9 hours old, 9 hours
Wow.
on / played. So I'm guessing the Aldmeri one probably has about 6 hours on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So about 15 hours this week.
And we're still
Which is good.
we're still noobs. I saw level 42 when I was in Daggerfall last night.
Whoa.
Yeah, on Tuesday there was a level 25 sorcerer and like really nice armor sitting on top of his horse, just letting people look at him in Davon's Watch.
That's
Yeah,
great.
note to self, these people probably don't read the quests.
So these
Probably
don't
not.
have jobs.
No, and they don't have jobs.
Or
If they do, they've got such great jobs they can play at work.
that's it right there.
Exactly.
Or they have no, wife, kids, significant others, etc.
Well, they took a week off.
Although, yeah,
they
because
took
there's
a
a
week
couple
off.
of guys.
Worked their asses off for
Yes.
toil or something and have taken a week off.
Well, actually, Joe's told us on ESO Reporter that he's taken a vacation week to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
Quite a lot of people have done that.
I think for the most part, those are the people that I feel most about what we talked at the beginning with
Yeah.
the downtime. Because, they expected it. I'm sure they probably knew that this might happen, but it's always a bummer when you take time off like that and then can't play. But I'm glad they
I
gave
would
it a couple
always,
extra days.
Yeah, for future MMO launches, never take the first week off. Always take the second or the third weekend off.
Better time,
Just-
yep.
Yeah, because you're less likely to run into those kinds of issues. If there is going to be any protracted downtime in the second or third week, they will give you advance notice. If it's in the first week, you're not going to get any notice. That's just how it works, unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah.
Advice I probably should have given out 2 weeks ago.
But we'll remember the future, remember. And share it with your friends.
Yes.
So for you guys who haven't gotten the PS4, well, who won't get the console versions for a while, don't take the first week off.
Right. Although consoles do have a better track record for release than PCs.
Yeah. But,
You say that.
yeah, but,
I
it's
know
hard
this is
to-
uncharted territory.
So what are the issues? The issues are slightly different with consoles. So in theory, they should have less actual game bugs, but you're still as likely to suffer network bugs. Possibly more so because you're likely to be moving through this third-party network, whether it's the PSN or Xbox Live.
Yeah.
So there'll be issues that they have to address. But so far, considering ZeniMax Online is a new company, admittedly with some veteran talent in it, they've done pretty well. Better than I expected.
Yeah, I have to agree there. They have actually done really well. Really, really well. And I'm enjoying the game.
Well, thank you to all you Facebook followers. We did crank over 1,000
Yeah,
likes.
it's great.
That's neat in and of itself, but we didn't do it for likes. Honestly, we did it so we can communicate with you.
Yes,
so
we did.
just jump on and say what you feel and toss it on there, and we'd be glad to talk to you about anything and everything ESO related. We haven't decided, just for those who have asked, about a community guild or anything yet, although I did capture a guild last night, or a keep last night for ESO Reporter. I designed a guild and captured a keep on my own.
Nice.
Yeah, because
Sweet.
nobody had captured it yet. So it was so new. It was just launched. I just jumped right in, grabbed a keep, and put an ESO Reporter on there.
But guys, we can't have a guild unless we hear from you. So
Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
Exactly.
that's something.
Yep. Okay. Let's see. We're talking about sharing stories in the game, and I thought one of the things that we could try to solicit specifically from our listeners, and we'll read every one that's produced, is any sort of humor or jokes that you find in game or that you come up with yourself. Just to start off with, I'll give you the lead into a joke, and then you can give us the punchline. A Khajiit and two Imperials walk into a bar. ... Go from there.
Ouch. No, I mean, isn't that the way the joke goes?
I think so. I don't know.
One Imperial buys a Khajiit, a saucer of milk, the other one rubs his belly. As
See?
all
Like
good
that.
humans should do to their cat overlords.
Oh, I have to say though, speaking of Khajiits, if you go into gosh, what's the city? Is it Canarith?
Roost.
The Roost.
Oh, Mistral in Canarthi's
Canarthi's
Roost.
Roost.
Yep.
Oh, you must go see the dog in the cage. That is the funniest thing. And it goes on and on and on, doesn't it?
Yep.
It goes on for about 15 minutes. It's fantastic.
The
Look at
Labrador
that
Retriever.
creature. He's so evil. I love it. You must see it.
Yeah, that is fun. And I think that kind of thing, is all over, probably scattered all over in the game. they put a lot of love in this game. There's just no question in my mind. I did happen to get my physical Imperial Edition, rub it in. And it's clear by the stuff that I've, not only the big Molag ball, I don't even call it a miniature, it's a maxature.
He's been showing us pictures all night.
But the book is so clear that these people at ZeniMax gave their heart and soul into this, and I don't know how it'll be. I honestly, there's no way of telling. But just my first week of experience, and I don't know, Jen, if I talked to you about it, but I know I talked to Teppo about it earlier. It just, you get the feeling that this, I know I could spend some time in this game.
Oh yeah, it's a good game, especially when you've got good friends to play with. It's beautiful. I'm quite happy. Although, oddly though, I'm playing it and going, gosh, I really want to play Skyrim. Don't know why. Part of me is going,
heard that somewhere before.
Skyrim.
Don't get that at all.
You don't?
Nope, they're all wrong.
Really? I don't know. I think because I've got like really good mods, and I'm just thinking, it'd be so nice. But I really enjoy the game. There's so much there. I do want to play more though.
There's no harm in playing both though, Jen. I mean, if you have your own time, and I think that's A-okay.
I don't have that much time.
No.
The truth of the matter is,
the problem with time and MMOs is once you're paying for it, you feel the pressure to play a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not just that, it's a game I can play with my friends, which I'm really enjoying. It's a new game, and to be fair, I've clocked like 460 hours on Skyrim. I think that's
a record.
A lot.
No. That's good. That's good.
So, looking forward to getting lost in this world. So, I'm really looking forward to us getting to 10th level so we can do some PvP.
Well, I can tell you I've been in it.
Ooh, is it good? Has it been good?
Well, there was no one out there because I don't know for what reason. It was when it launched, 10:30 p.m. on last night, and I went on I didn't go on the first server I grabbed one near the bottom just for the heck of it, and there was no one. So I'm sure there will be, but so I can't tell you how things are right now. But that's just the Daggerfall person. We'll have to get there within our transatlantic trio and go from there. So.
Yay! Who have you been playing then when you've been in there?
Who have I?
Is it Svenita?
Svenita, yes.
Svenita.
It's Svenita.
A cat.
No, she is not.
Oh.
No, she's a red guard.
She's a red guard.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, that's my other favorite. So.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so you can catch us as we wrap up, unless you guys have anything else. No? Going once?
I'm just wondering if I can get people to play some ESO. I should probably do that. I don't know.
I like whiskey.
Yeah, it's good. It has its place for sure.
He likes whiskey.
Catch us email on ESO@MMOreporter.com, Twitter @ESOReporter, or @SvenIM. And by the way, I've had a few friends add me on Twitter.
Nice.
So that's @Janara or @Tepotastic. And our Facebook site, which many of you obviously have found, but new listeners, it's at facebook.com/ESO Reporter. And I think that's probably going to be our home for the majority of our comments. So join in and get that community going there. And the other option is voicemail. What's the number again, Jen? I don't
616-666-6778.
Is there a country code on that? Probably 01. You think?
Yes, I think it'd be 016.
It's an American number, but yeah.
Yep.
The easier way would be to use the widget on the right-hand side of MMOreporter.com.
How does that work, Teppo?
It's an evil phone number. It's an evil.
You click on it, it works.
Yeah. You drag your mouse to the right, it's right there.
Click on it.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. It's hard work.
Oh, and for you techies out there that use Shadowplay, NVIDIA Shadowplay, it looks like it is now compatible with ESO. Sorry to finish that one up. So go ahead and record to your heart's delight, whether it be on Twitch, which they now have support for, or just recordings that you toss on YouTube. And mention us, because you like us.
Well, yeah, but be nice.
We like you.
Because we are so lovable.
Yeah. Well, Sven is.
Wow.
Wow.
Sven and Tempo are.
Oh, stop it, Jen. Oh, Jen, you're the most
Jen is
lovable.
too.
No, I'm the one that's kept on for because I'm critical.
Critical mass.
Well, enjoy your time. In-game listeners, we'll see you next Friday as we go to a weekly podcast, at least for a while. And we'll talk next Friday about other fun ESO stuff. Good night.
Ciao.
No.
Go to audibletrial.com/MMO Reporter to get a 1-month free trial, and you get to keep anything that you download during the free month forever. Just go to audibletrial.com/MMO Reporter to sign up. Over 100,000 titles to choose from.